Hey, hello, and welcome to another session of this Global Dev Week, the second edition of this project, actually an initiative by Encora. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Joseph Flores, part of the Encora Mexico's team. And actually, I'm very happy to introduce the following session because I'm in the presence with one of our experts about data and AWS. His name is Deepak Kumar, but let me just hello, Deepak, directly from
Yeah,
our Indian team, right?
yeah. Hi. This is Deepak Kumar here.
Perfect,
So,
Deepak. Let me just make a quick introduction about your bio because I think it's really important to the audience to know a little more about you. Deepak Kumar has over 22 years of experience in the IT industry with focus on conceptualization, designing, development, and deployment of enterprise application. He has experience in deployment of end-to-end applications like data engineering pipelines, message processing services, microservices, and machine learning pipelines. Accomplish data analytics and data interference pipelines on the AWS cloud, designed, developed, and deployed highly scalable machine learning pipelines on the AWS and in on the AWS, right? So as you know, and as you can see, we are in presence of Deepak. Deepak is an IT expert, part of our Indian team at Encora, and I'm very happy to introduce this session. Deepak, I will pass the floor to you in order that you can tell us more about this session, checking and monitoring the pod's health in the EKS cluster, right?
yeah, right.
Perfect. The floor is yours, Deepak. I will come back soon.
Yeah, thanks. So today we are going to understand about the Kubernetes container props. So this is very important while configuring the application into the Kubernetes cluster. So today we will be learn about the Kubernetes props. So we will understand the startup, liveness, readiness, props, and we will see the examples of these and understand how we can deploy on a Kubernetes cluster. So, Kubernetes props are a mechanism for health checkup of pods. So, for example, we deployed a web service onto the Kubernetes, and we need to know that these web service should work well. And if there is an issue into the web service, our container should be able to update to the Kubernetes cluster, and then the Kubernetes cluster will take care of it. And if there is an issue, is going to restart the containers. So we have three types of props in Kubernetes: startup prop, liveness prop, and readiness props. So Kubernetes provide props, which is a mechanism for health checkup of the pods running inside the Kubernetes cluster. Props can be used to check and monitor the state of the pods inside the Kubernetes cluster. So first prop is the startup prop. So basically, when the container starts inside the Kubernetes cluster, it uh, maintains the state into the startup prop. If the container is fully started, then the startup prop is going to give the uh, true value as the output. So once the startup prop is false, in those cases, other props like liveness and readiness is actually disabled. So only when the startup prop is true, liveness and readiness prop will give the values. To set up the startup prop, we can use the specs inside the YML file. So under the spec, we have containers and then the name of the container. And here we are using the Nginx latest Docker image to deploy onto the Kubernetes cluster. So startup prop is given like this: startup prop and condition for checking of the pod status. So this is HTTP GET, and then path is slash port 80. So once this is returned true, I mean, if the container is able to access, if the Kubernetes is able to access this 880 port inside the container, then it will return the value as true. And if there is an issue with this, it will return the value as a false. So in that case, the probe is false. So later I will show you the examples how to we can deploy use this probe into the container. Next probe is the readiness probe. So readiness probe is used to determine whether a given container is healthy and ready to accept the traffic. For example, you deployed a web service, and there is an issue inside the web service, and it is not able to let's say do some processing or connecting to the database. In those cases, it is going to return the false, and it will ask the Kubernetes like this readiness probe is not ready, and it should not allow the outside request or traffic to come to the pod. So this way we can make sure that the request coming to the container only when there is a readiness probe is true. So for to configuring the readiness probe, we have to use the readiness probe value inside the spec section. So here also we are actually using the HTTP protocol to see if the this 8080 port is accessible for and once this is returns true, then only the readiness probe will be true, and it will tell the Kubernetes cluster to send the request to this application. So liveness probe is used to determine whether a container needs to be started. For example, container is live and unable to proceed due to deadlock or application failure. So in this case, if the liveness probe is false, means there is an issue inside the container. The Kubernetes is going to shut down the faulty pod, and it is going to restart it again. So for and to configure this, we can use the liveness probe inside the under the spec of the container. And here also we are checking the this 8080 port inside the container. So we can also write a program to let's say use let's say to check any file inside the container or any other connectivity like HTTP or a database connectivity. Anything we can use, actually we can configure. So for this session, I'm going to use the Minikube, which is installed on in my laptop. And to start the Minikube, we can run the command like minikube start, and the number of CPUs and the memory you want to the content you want to the Kubernetes cluster. So once this minikube is started, we can run the minikube dashboard to open the dashboard like this. So after running the minikube dashboard, this dashboard will be displayed in the browser. Since nothing is deployed, no pods is deployed here, it is showing blank. So I have created deployment and nginx startup.yml, different YML file for this tutorial, for this session, which we can deploy and see. So this is example of startup probe where it is configured like initial delay is 3 seconds and timeout is for 1 second. Probe period is 3, success threshold is 3, sorry 1, and failure threshold is 3. So all these we can configure. Similarly for Liveness Pro, uh, uh, this Liveness Pro value is displayed here. Initial delay is 3 seconds, timeout 3, prop period 3, success threshold 3, failure 3. So it will display the statistics into the Kubernetes dashboard. And similarly for Readiness Pro, this is displaying the value here like this. It is Nginx latest image, and it is all ready and started. So all those statistics we see into the Kubernetes dashboard. So when there is a failure, it is going to display the message like this. So this probe is failed, and it is trying to access the port 8080, and one file there, but it is not there. So it is throwing the 404 error, means this service is not ready, and this pod is unhealthy. So this way we can check the status of our pods into the cluster. So this is unhealthy, and Kubernetes won't send the request to this container. So we'll see the example now. So first we have to start the mini queue. You can use any of the Kubernetes distribution for testing this. I have already installed the mini queue for testing these these pods. Now the mini queue Kubernetes cluster is started, and to start the dashboard, we have to type like mini queue dashboard. So it is going to open a dashboard here. So I already have some deployments. So let me first delete the deployments. So this deployment is deleted, and let's try one by one. So this viable file is for deploying Nginx image with the startup probe. So in the startup probe, actually we are using the HTTP GET, and this is calling the slash miss homepage of on the 8080 port. So now this is Nginx port is being deployed. now all three pods are uh, deployed. I mean, three replicas are deployed, and it is ready, and we can see the status here. So Nginx is ready. Similarly, I want to deploy another container, Nginx containers with the name Nginx ready, and here we are going to use the liveness probe as well as the readiness probe. So this is deployed, and here we have the startup probe, and it is actually calling this http colon slash slash the host and 8080 port. If this is accessible, then the startup probe will be returned true. Now we will see how we can configure the. So we'll see now how we can check the readiness probe which is failing. So this is trying to access the ready page or any other page here, or simply we can say not exist. So this URL is not existing into this service. So readiness probe will be failed, and it will show into the Kubernetes cluster dashboard. So now it is saying that readiness probe is failed, and it is not able to access this, not exist, and status we can see here, like this Nginx not ready, it is unhealthy, and it is not able to access this port. It is not able to access this URL under the web service. So this way we can use the three props provided by the Kubernetes for deploying the containers and monitoring the status of these pods. Now I'll try to deploy the 4 replicas of this. So we can see the new replicas is being deployed here. So uh, while scaling up and scaling down of the cluster size, we can this a readiness probe is very useful because it is going to serve the user request only when this readiness probe is true.
Perfect, Deepak. Um, are we waiting for another process on this example that you are following?
No. So I already shown all those examples.
Perfect, wonderful. So I'm really impressed. I have no words to describe this very technical session. I'm pretty sure that the audience will have a lot of questions and probably comments about this process. I think this will be a very useful content for those who are using Kubernetes in this way. So I have nothing more to say or anything else to add. Just to make a quick reminder to the audience that please, it is time to leave the comments and leave the questions to Deepak in order that they can read it and to interact with him. So this is the way that we are using to interact with Deepak at this moment. So this is the time to do it, just in case that you are missing something or have any kind of question, please do it using the live chat. And on another field, I will also Thank you to you, Deepak, for your time and for this presentation. I'm very happy to have you here, and also I'm trust that this session will be very interesting for the rest of the audience. You must know that this audience will be also placed on demand for the rest of the week. So probably for those who are missing this session, they will have another chance to watch it and to review it, and we will send to you all the questions and comments just in case they appear. This is all for my side. One more time, thank you for this opportunity, Deepak. Another reminder to the audience that follow us on our social media. It's really important to know where are you and have you on the loop for the next projects. And I think this is all for now. I hope to see you again. Just remember that if you want to watch the next session, which is starting now, you need to return to the official website of Devweek to watch the full agenda and to select the next session. This is all for now. Thank you so much, Deepak. Have a nice and wonderful night there in India. And you, the people who are watching this, have a wonderful day, night, or afternoon. See you later,
Yeah,
and
thanks.
bye-bye.
Yeah, bye. Thanks.